I would like to start by talking about the Palo Alto vulnerability that was released. The POC was put out within 24 hours.
Turning a POC into a valid exploit with command injection is like changing the command in the exploit, right? So it's incredibly easy.
Palo Alto did release the advisory, right? So they said, this is the CVE. They published it. And then the next day, the company that found it published their findings, right?
You can warn people, hey, we just found this. You can take the credit. You can get the blog post. You can get us to talk about you on the news without publishing the actual POC.
Are they not doing some sort of like fuzzing where like, because this seems like a pretty simple, like, directory traversal trick.
When humans write code, there's exploits in that code.
But at the same point, why isn't it happening to everybody? Why isn't everyone getting, why isn't everyone's firewall getting hit up, with remote code execution over and over?
The firewall is not a standalone appliance. Now you have, it's also your WAF, it's your global protect gateway to access your internal network.
It's one box to solve all your security problems.
Which also makes it even more dangerous.
Yeah.
Apparently MGM is suing FTC.
God.
Talk about a reverse card.
This, basically, MGM Resorts wants the FTC to halt their probe into last year's ransomware infection at the mega casino chain because Lina Khan was a guest at one of their hotels during the cyber attack. Like, how bad do you have to get breached for the FTC to be doing IR?
What got the FTC investigated, so kind of like a pro tip, don't do this, is that like you ask the FTC boss to write your credit card information down on a piece of paper because your systems are down. And then the FTC boss is like,
okay,
what are you doing to manage your data security? And the boy's
God.
I don't know.
Well, they just got unlucky, all right? Like,
Unlucky.
Unlucky there was a cop there.
It's kind of ironic that a casino is countersuing because they were in fact unlucky in Vegas. Right?
Let's talk about Cisco.
Ironically, it's also a command injection from a network hardware vendor
Oh, dear
that
God.
probably could have used SAST or some kind of fuzzing.
That's what I'm saying.
A lot of these very, very large companies that you work with, like there's so much churn. There's no institutional knowledge of what has been tested, what hasn't been tested. It's insane.
I think we should talk about Duo. Threat actors reportedly used compromised employee credentials. Once inside, they downloaded SMS logs for specific users within a certain time frame.
They were probably only able to breach the employee's credential because the company couldn't afford the Duo licenses.
I don't know, whatever. They were logged, and now they were compromised.
And that's how that happens.
No encryption.
Even if you're the company downstream and you're paying for Duo and you implement it in the most secure way, and upstream somewhere else in the company, there's a less secure practice, you can compromise that part of the authentication flow. And I think that's the thing that we all need to be aware of. And that's the interesting like third-party risk angle here is that, everybody go update your identity provider and your two-factor provider questionnaires.
Datadog's State of DevSecOps 2024.
I can't give too many hot takes other than I think the report is great as I'm sitting in the Datadog office right now. The thing that most surprised me was the amount of cloud customers that are still pointing and clicking to make infrastructure. The fact that the journalists seem to focus on the most was actually the fact about Java services, that they seem to be the service that is, one, most impacted by third-party library vulnerabilities, and also actively exploited.
You can use these reports as justification for like, oh, hey, we should fix this because, everyone else is doing this and, we're not.
If folks are interested in more of a deep dive on this, we're going to do a stream just about this report on May the 27th with Jay and Jeff.
The Discord spy pet. Do you have these bots that are scraping Discord and basically like correlating all of the public comments? This information is being sold to some of the malicious actors out there that like to do things like swatting people. It's just very, very intimidating for anybody that has to, worry about, stalkers and everything. One of the positive things, though, is we're able to sort of discover a lot of malicious servers. Well, those are now Discord servers and users that can be reported.
Join us for live InfoSec news every Monday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time on the Black Hills InfoSec YouTube channel.